Clash in Paris is officially in the books. And it was a night full of shocking moments, great matches, and honestly, a couple of personal letdowns. I'm going to run you through it all. And welcome back to 1, 2, ooh. And we are talking Clash in Paris. This show had some unbelievable moments, some shocking moments, and also a couple of letdowns. Let's get into it. Before we get started, I want to take 2 seconds to thank everyone who's taken the time to subscribe to my videos. It truly means a lot that when you subscribe to the channel, and I appreciate every subscription I get. I hope today I'm able to earn a like, a subscription, a comment, anything. I love interacting and talking about wrestling, so please don't hesitate to comment. Don't hesitate to like. And as always, hit that bell and subscription so you never miss an episode. Now let's get into it. All right, the first thing we have to talk about is obviously the main event, the Fatal 4-Way match. But the bigger piece of it, Becky Lynch is officially a member of the Vision with Seth Rollins. She was the 4th member who showed up to help him. And this is where I have to throw a lot of credit to the WWE because I personally enjoy when the card tells a story, right? And this card told a story from start to finish where you start the night off with the Bronson Reed, Roman Reigns match, but more importantly, the situation of them taking him out, Paul Heyman getting choked out, which leads to Bronson Reed banned from the building. Braun Breaker banned from the building. Paul Heyman in the hospital next to Roman Reigns. So who's left? Who's left to help Seth? Because no matter what, even though they have Seth cut that promo where he talks about how he's done it alone before, that was never going to happen. You knew somebody had to be there. Seth had to have a plan, and it's Becky Lynch. I probably went through a gambit of other individuals. I honestly was racking my brain. I thought LA Knight could turn. That would be a potential, although I'm going to be probably not a really favorable response here. I don't think LA Knight should turn. I really think LA Knight has a lot more to do as a babyface, and you do need good baby faces, and he is way too over. I wouldn't turn LA Knight at all. I think this quest he's on for the belt makes the most sense. Leave him there. So to me, this made a lot of sense. But what they did that I thought was so good in this match is all the little callbacks, all the little moments, right? Everything that they were then able to use that came from that match too was just so good. Like even the finisher, right? Where you have CM Punk hit the go to sleep and Seth hitting the ropes and falling back on his shoulders. The callback to the way he lost to him before. So then CM Punk picks him up, and this time it's different because Becky comes out. There were other moments in this match too that were just unbelievable because I was waiting for it, right? You have to have the LA Knight might win this belt moment, and they just nailed it. They nailed it because the way the camera zoomed out, nobody was around. LA Knight nails the BFT. There was even a moment where I was like, oh my God, they might put this belt on him. I didn't think that was going to happen, but here we are. And Jey Uso comes flying out of nowhere to stop it. So I loved all the components of that. I love how we got to Becky coming in to help. We'll have to see. I personally like this dynamic. You now have the power couple at the top. Makes sense to me. I thought overall this was easily the best match on the card. And the story that was told throughout the entire night really elevated it. So I personally loved this match. Really enjoyed it. And I'm excited for what they're going to do with Becky as part of the group. Could be interesting. From the last match on the card to the very first. Big Bronson Reed versus Roman Reigns. This match was an absolute war. And it delivered. I thought it would for sure. But Bronson Reed, even though he took a ton of damage from Roman Reigns, he looked like a monster. He was an absolute beast in this. I thought Roman looked great. Roman looked dominant like he always does. But Bronson just felt unstoppable and always looked like a threat. And even though Roman ultimately wins the match, to me, I don't think it hurt Bronson Reed at all because of the end of the match. This is what had to happen. I said this in the prediction video. Bronson can lose, but he has to destroy Roman Reigns afterwards. You have to make these guys a monster. And having Braun Breaker come out, spear him straight through a table, and then multiple tsunamis later, that was the right decision. Jey tried to come out to help. He gets nailed too. I mean, at one point, Roman was trying to leave the ring and walk out on his own accord, and you get Braun Breaker treating him like he's Carlito and spearing him, running down the runway just to spear him. It was great. I thought they did this really well, and it made Bronson Reed a real threat. And Braun Breaker has always been a threat. He's always been kind of a loose cannon. Same with Bronson, but like this really, for me, solidifies these two as just a very dangerous group. Like they're not just going to beat you up after a match. They're going to take you out. And if these two get their hands on you and no one's there to save you, they're even going to take out guys like Roman Reigns. Nothing's going to stop this team. That is why I love this match. Now we're going to talk about a match that surprised me a little bit. I was not looking forward to John Cena versus Logan Paul. I thought it'd be an okay match, but I really didn't care about it too much. I was surprised at how much I enjoyed it. I thought from start to finish, I really enjoyed everything that took place in this match. I thought John looked really good, and he definitely seems to have gotten his gas tank back pretty well. Like that, it was a pretty long match. I mean, he went for a while with Cody too, but in this match in particular, I thought he just looked really strong, looked really good, dominant through most of the match. Logan took a beating in this match, multiple AAs, and John just couldn't put him away. And then the story started to kind of change where now Logan started to do the same thing. Logan started to hit John with everything he had and just couldn't put him away. And then finally, John gets the win. And I thought for sure, something was going to happen. And I didn't think it would be Brock Lesnar this time around because, one, they've already done it. Two, this wasn't the main event. If it was on last, yeah, you're going to end the night with Brock coming out. Him and John will have their moment. We're going to build that a little bit more. But nothing. It was literally quiet from the Brock Lesnar front. So then I thought, okay, well, maybe Drew comes out to help Logan at the end and beats up on John or something. And then Cody comes out, right? And that's the big, exciting moment or whatever for the show. And no, nothing. So it was kind of interesting to end the way it ended. It just was this happy John won. And I thought that was the right call. It makes sense for John to win this match. Logan can take as many L's as you want to give him. I don't think it's going to hurt him at all. Plus, it's what he's there to do, right? So I thought overall it was a really entertaining match from start to finish. A lot of cool spots in it. And I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it a lot more than I thought I was going to. And I thought it was better than it deserved to be. There were a couple little moments, little botch spots, little things. But I tend to not really hold that against guys too much, especially when these matches go as long as some of them go. You're going to see stuff like that at times. But overall, I thought they looked really pro level the way John just kind of seamlessly got it into the next move, or Logan got it into the next move. They just kept moving forward as if nothing happened. And I think that's what you got to do in those moments. So surprised how much I enjoyed this match, but it was a good one. I'm excited for whatever Logan Paul's doing next. I know what people say about the guy, but man, the more and more I watch him, it just feels like he was born for wrestling. I love him as a heel. I think he's an amazing athlete, and I look forward to whatever he's doing next. But we're coming to the end of the John Cena farewell tour. It's driving me nuts trying to figure out who he's going to finish up with and who's the last match going to be. But damn, John's looking good. Then we have the Sheamus and Rusev match, and I'm just going to say it. It was just a battle between these two. It was exactly what I thought it was going to be. A brutal back and forth between two guys willing to go as far as they needed to go, willing to kill each other for the win. Thought they both looked good, but ultimately the right decision in this match was made. Rusev needed to win. He had to come out on top. I was just beyond shocked that they had Sheamus tap out. I honestly thought it would be he'd get hooked up in the Acolyte and he would pass out, and that would be the story. All right, the match is over. He passed out from the pain, right? No, they have him tap, which to me says a lot. Like, that's a huge, feather in the cap for Rusev to get a guy like Sheamus to tap. I think they even said on there he's only tapped like once or twice in his career. So that's huge and really cool of Sheamus to be willing to do that to help push this Rusev character and everything we have going on. So match overall was really good. I was just shocked by the ending, which I think made me like it even more. So again, like I always say it, right? If you can shock me or catch me off guard, I typically like it. I thought it would end the way it ended, but just not with Sheamus tapping. And it was a great match all around. I enjoyed it from start to finish. I thought it was fun. I don't think it lingered or went on for too long. I just thought it was a good match. Had some really good spots. It was nice to kind of throw a hardcore match in there, something different in the middle of the show. And I thought it went really well. Now I got to run through some of the things that let me down on the show. And the very first one, no one should be shocked at. Said it in my prediction video. I just wasn't looking forward to Becky Lynch versus Nikki Bella. I almost feel like it didn't really matter what they did, or I don't know if there was any way for them to get me into this match. I just don't care. And it was the only match on this entire card that I really looked at and was like, I can care less about this match. Like this is for sure where I'm going to go take a bathroom break or go do something else, because I just can't get into it. The story and the build for it didn't really do anything for me. It didn't hype me up or make me care about this anymore. And to be transparent, I'm just one of these people who I can care less that Nikki Bella's back. I just don't. I don't think... I'm sure there's some folks out there that are so amped that she's here, but I just don't really care, and I don't know where she actually fits in. It feels like they just keep kind of plugging her into these little roles, but I don't feel like it's going to go anywhere, and I appreciate everything she's done for wrestling, but yeah, I'm just not into it. And this match for me, the end of it too, hitting her with the Lynch pin to get the pin, cool name, but it's such a lackluster finish. It just had me feeling like this match should have just been on Raw. Now we can talk about the tag team match. You have the Street Profits coming out in full, all-out Borderlands gear. I thought that was pretty cool. I'm a big gamer, so Borderlands is a big one for me. I like that game. I've always enjoyed it. I've played them all, and I thought it was kind of cool. It's weird, though, because it's definitely not their character. It didn't really, like, I was shocked. Like, that's something you do with, like, the New Day or something like that. It was funny to see the Street Profits come out dressed as psychos, but it was cool. It was different. I also liked how the commentating crew was talking about, oh, well, their opponents are wearing masks, so maybe they're just trying to scare them too. It was kind of funny. But you have the Wyatts come out. They're defending these tag titles. My issue with this match isn't so much the match. I thought overall it was a fine match, but like, I just don't know if the WWE knows what to do with the Wyatts. And I feel like this entire course they're on right now of just being the tag champs, and it's not making a ton of sense to me. And I'm struggling to really be into it and really follow where this is going to go. What's the long-term play here? But one thing was interesting in this match, which is why I do think it was better than the Nikki Bella and Becky match, was at least like in this particular match, there's a bit of a story going on where the Street Profits are starting to kind of show cracks and not be on the same page. And that aspect of the story I did find a little interesting. There were just a couple of moments where they were off. They didn't seem in sync. And then as the match went on, they got back in sync. They looked good. But it's interesting. If they're heading to the course of the Profits breaking up, that could be interesting. There could be a lot there. I see the road forward for Montez Ford. I think he could be a singles superstar. He's shown it before as competing in the Elimination Chamber and things like that. That could be interesting. I don't know what they would do with Dawson, though. Like, all right, so overall, wild night in Paris. Clash in Paris, to me, was a successful show. I thought it was entertaining for the most part. Yeah, there were a couple little areas that were a letdown. But overall, for a PLE, I'm not complaining. I thought it was pretty good. Had a couple moments I didn't expect, so I'll always take that and enjoyed it. But let's get down to the important stuff. What did you think of Clash in Paris? What did you think of Becky Lynch joining and helping out her husband, which makes sense, but what did you think about it? Tell me in the comments. You know I'm looking for those comments, so tell me what you think. Let me know. Hit that like, smash that subscribe so you never miss an episode of 1, 2, ooh.